Now, at what point does Dave cross to the inside?
Well, he's not going to be able to get on the inside of Nielsen. Now Nielsen is just pushing him around.
He sure is, from lane 1 to lane 3. Drives Dave all the way out to the outside buoy. He's headed to the dock.
Dave's got to come real wide, and that was Jamie Nielsen. We call that giving him a tour of the beach, and he gave him a tour coming off the top end of the race course. Now our boats are spread out. Now watch Super Dave see if he doesn't jump to the inside down there, because you don't know what line Nielsen's taken through the corner. Dave has definitely decided this one's over down there at the bottom end of the race course. He is going to let Jamie go. And now our boats are spread out all over the race course. The checkered flag is hanging. It is hanging for Andrew Tate in the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. Here he comes, top end of the race course. It was all about having the boat speed at the start. He walked away from this thing like it was over. Well, he did not break the clock. Nielsen did, but he had the boat speed.
Yeah, and he certainly showed that lane 1 may not. He didn't prove lane 1 isn't the place to be, but he showed that lane 1 may not be the place to be.
That's exactly right. So Jamie Nielsen comes across. He will finish in second place. Here comes Dave Villwalk in the Miss Apollo, the U27. He will come home in third. Corey getting an outstanding boat ride coming across start-finish line. And he will start, and here comes teammate J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric.
Now, JMK is tracked out on that turn into the outside lane.
Yep.
Is that something he'll hold along the track, or?
I think he might. He's got spotters right here to our left that are just telling him where the good water is. He's just looking for clean water where he can get through without getting the heck beat out of him. He has worn that lower corner a couple of times. He's come out with broken ribs and black eyes, and that corner can gobble you up down there. But he's coming up now, and he, as you said, he took a big punch up here before the heat even started. You don't even know what might be going on as a result of that. But right now, it is all Corey Peabody, top end of the race course. He's going to come out maybe wide. Give us a look. Here he comes. Corey Peabody, Beacon Plumbing, Strong Racing, the U9, your winner of Heat 1B. And start the final lap. White flag flies, and it's for Corey Peabody. Got a big lead now. Now what his spotter's doing, Tanner, is just telling him where everybody is on the race course. And they're also telling him where the good water is. And right now it appears they're telling Corey Peabody that good water is on the outside because he's taken a real wide line through that lower corner. He talked to you and I about that trough down there yesterday. I'm sure he knows where it is and where he does not want to be. He's got the lead. This is all about protecting what he has earned, and he's halfway up the backstretch. Meanwhile, coming down to put the second lap in the book is our third place boat. It's Andrew Tate in the Goodman Real Estate. A tough break.
Now from up here, obviously the water looks flat, but the drivers all have said from right on the water level where their eye line is, they can see the trough. If they see it, they say it's too late, but they can drive around it down in the exit of turn 1.
Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody, U9, Beacon Plumbing. He'll pick up 400 points, at least on the water. He'll pick up 400 points. He's got to go through tech inspection, and it's another solid finish for the Flavor Pack team.
He sure does. These guys are really worried on the exit of these corners that they're getting too low RPM on those turbines, not able to get out of the hole. Dave on the outside line able to keep that momentum, certainly stretching his lead.
Yeah, now Dave could move over on him because Dave's got 7 boat lengths or a rooster tail length, whatever is longer, but I don't think he's going to do it. I think Dave likes right where he is, being on the outside. I think he's looking for clean water. I think the shouting in this one's pretty much over, even though Kelly's still trying to hang in there on the inside and behind, but he's really pounding through some rough stuff. It's not looking good down there for Mike on that inside lane.
No, you can see the rollers still white caps, even with just a breath of wind out here. The white caps just hang right in that first lane. Unfortunately served it up for Mike.
I just saw a clip of some video of the Madison, and the boat seemed to veer to the right, and he went way off the course. We will re-rack it and show it to our fans. But meanwhile, the checkered flag flies. It is Dave Villwalk in the Miss Apollo. He will come down, pick up first place, J. Michael Kelly. And Andrew Tate puts 3 in the book. This is lap number 4. This is the final lap for the Indiana Governor's Cup at the 75th Madison Regatta. J. Michael Kelly comes off the top end, and really it's the same thing for him, Tanner. His spotters are telling him where the clean water is. He just wants to hold off Jamie, and they'll let him know if Jamie does something silly like try and make a move, but that's not going to happen. It's a matter of just finishing. And our leader, we will bring him around, is halfway up the backstretch. He is Andrew Tate, U91, Goodman Real Estate, the boat owned by Bruce Ratchford. Ratchford Racing, BWR Racing. This would be the first ever victory for Bruce Ratchford. And he's about to claim a trophy here on the Ohio River at Madison, Indiana. Bruce Ratchford, your boat looks really, really good, and it is Andrew Tate walking off with the Indiana Governor's Cup on the water. At least the boat still does have to go through technical inspection. Congratulations, Bruce Ratchford and Ratchford Racing. Peabody's going to come down. He's going to pick up a white flag, needing one more to go. Tate doesn't want to let him go. He's going to try and stay in that right side mirror. I don't know if he is going to be able to catch him. I think he's actually closer to him, Tanner, than he was the last time, but I think Corey knows right where he is.
Well, Corey ran him just a little bit wide on the entrance into this downriver part, and this is as close as Tate has been in a while, like you said. But Tate now is stuck in the ripple of the previous lap. That may back him down coming onto the back straightaway.
And you're exactly right, Tanner, and he was stuck in the ripple of that previous lap because Corey ran him right into it. Corey's telling him right where he wants him to drive, and the spotters are telling Corey where to shove Andrew. That's just good driving. But I'll tell you what, here comes Andrew. Andrew is closing at the top end of the race course. He's pulled up to about 4 boat lengths behind Corey Peabody, and this is the final lap. This is for the checkered flag. There's Corey. Where is Andrew? There he is. I think he's going to run out of real estate. I think Corey Peabody has got him. Heat 1A of the 2025 APBA Gold Cup will go to Corey Peabody. Second place will go to Andrew Tate in the Goodman Real Estate. Wow.
Yeah, Jeff in that red.
Oh!
Boy, big float from Jamie over the start-finish line. I mean, the water just gets rougher and rougher every lap. That's one thing you don't account for, is that the racetrack is just deteriorating as they stay out there. But Jamie doing a great job of still keeping that inside. Unreal how much speed Gunner is committing to, especially after his last stay on this water turned into tears, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Now be careful, Gunner. You got second place wrapped up. He's still got his sights on Jamie Nielsen and the Miss Flavor Pack. But I think this one pretty much has got the shouting over. I think he's going to run out of real estate. But I'll tell you what, Gunner O'Farrell's a gamer up the backstretch. He doesn't want to let him go, Tanner.
No, he does have a higher top speed on that treacherous backstretch right there. Jamie just needs to hold his line on the inside one more time, make his way to the checkered, and Jeff looks like he's understands where his position is and just going to take his third place there in the red boat.
Here comes Jamie Nielsen. He's going to come down and pick up a first place finish in our Heat 1B, 400 points in the Miss Flavor Pack. Then the Spirit of America, Gunner O'Farrell, with a great run on that one. It was outstanding. And Jeff Bernard, as you call it, he just got in a tough spot. Once he fell back a little bit in the hallway, he was in deep trouble. Now, Corey's going to hold him in tight, but he's got to give him a certain amount of lane space. Corey's going to drive him clean, but he's going to hold him tight. A nice job there by Corey Peabody, and he is now starting to assert himself, Tanner. He had a great corner at the other end.
He sure is. He pinched the exit off on Dave a little bit tighter than David wanted to go, and certainly tighter than Dave has done in the last few laps. And then Corey got the nose up out of the water on the exit of that corner and just accelerated away.
And I think that is some of the wisdom there from our favorite Dave Villwalk. I think he said, all right, you got me on that one, and he's going to let him go and take that second place finish. It is lap 3 of 4. I thought, is this lap 4? It says the final lap, so this must be our 4th lap as the guys go across, and the white flag flies. Yes, so this is lap number 4. Up the backstretch, Corey Peabody, what was a side-by-side deck-to-deck duel just a half a lap ago, has now really opened up into a rather large parade, and it's going to be Corey Peabody if he can come down to pick up the checkered flag. But we've got some things to sort out at the end of this one.
We do. The pre-race was a little bit ugly, and you don't know what happened to Dave. I mean, he could have had some sort of problem at the end there.
But in the meantime, a checkered flag flies for Corey Peabody. We may have a whale of lap number 4 here. Kelly about lane number 3. Boy, Andrew's coming. He's coming hard. He's coming all the time. He's going to make up ground, but he's still back about 5 boat lengths. Here we go. Lap number 4.
Final lap. He cut the lead in half on that last lap. If he does that again, we're going to have him gnarly finish here coming into the final, and Andrew Tate already's reeled him in turn 1.
Woo, boy, he sure did. That was a great front straightaway for Andrew. He's still back about 2 or 3 boat lengths. Can Mike hold him off? This is going to be quite the run. Nobody is in front of him on the race course. Gunnar O'Farrell is gone. It is these two. Let's settle this thing up the backstretch. It is about a 2 boat length lead. Oh boy. All they're going to do is come off that corner. It's going to be a drag race off the top end. Kelly's still got the lead. He's got the lane position. Can he hold on for another few buoys? See if he doesn't push Andrew out a little farther. No, he tightened it up that time.
He's too nice a guy to do that. It probably would have been in his best interest to run him a little bit wide. Now it's a drag race.
Here we come to the finish. It is Kelly. It is Tate. It is J. Michael Kelly. J. Michael Kelly, and that's by half a boat length or less. I don't know, but I don't think there's much question, Tanner. I think Kelly got him.
This is the part of the course where he was gaining on Mike yesterday, and he's going through the same game plan here with Corey as they touch. I think they touch going into the upside of the track.
Mighty close. They almost got together again. These guys are swapping a little bit of paint. Tate, Peabody, almost dead even, but Tate now by 1 boat length, and this is the final lap. We'll check and make sure we're looking at a white flag, and indeed we are. This is it, final lap, 4th time around. Who's going to pick it up? J. Michael Kelly comes home in 3rd. Peabody got down to the bottom end of the race course first, but if it was not by more than half a sponson. Andrew drifted out a little bit wide there. That cost him some time, Tanner.
It sure did. I bet he does get the speed on the straightaway from that wider line, but coming into this top side of the course is where he's really fast, Andrew. So he's been super successful coming around the outside. He'll keep it incredibly tight as he tucks in and tries to go for another photo finish.
Yeah, here we go. This is the run for the checkered flag. This time Andrew is back just a little bit. He's back about 2, maybe 2.5 boat lengths. You'll see him pop out. There he is off the top end of the course, and now it's a drag race to the checkered flag. It's Heat 3A of the 2025 APBA Gold Cup. It's Peabody, it's Tate, and it's going to go to Corey Peabody in the U9, the Beacon Plumbing, Andrew Tate in the Goodman Real Estate. I don't know, honestly, if I have ever seen 3 second-place finishes where somebody worked that hard for him, and Andrew's got 3 of them, and holy smoke.
Now, Dave does pick up the right sponson pretty aggressively down the straightaway. What lessons can he be trying to learn, or that he might be able to apply to Heat 4 coming up?
I think he's just seeing, it'll tell him how well he can fly the boat in these conditions. The one thing that's working against him is he's running a heat with only 2 boats, so he's really not going to get the rougher water experience that you're going to see, A, when we put 5 boats out there, and B, when we go 5 times around. It's going to get a lot soupier. But I'm sure they're using this on some level as a test session. Who knows what combination they may have in the boat. They may be running something they never have before. But clearly he wanted to get comfortable on lap number 2 and just kind of cruise around, and Gunnar said, you can't do that. I am right here. This boat does roll. I'm very impressed with Gunnar O'Farrell, the spirit of America, as he goes right underneath our drone shot there. Checkered flag flies for Dave Villwalk. It's the U-27 of Miss Apollo. And Bruce Ratsford, you got to be happy because this is your first victory here on the Columbia River with a boat that you own. First place, Dave Villwalk. Second goes to Gunnar O'Farrell in the spirit of America. This is all Dave Villwalk in the 27, the Miss Apollo. Boat owner Bruce Ratsford standing just immediately to your right, Tanner, and he's sponsoring the race. He's sponsoring the lead boat. He's a happy man right now.
Sure is. Dave's been having a good weekend. I mean, penalties aside, just the drone gets a little splash from a 30-foot wall of water. And watching Dave go through here, you can really see all the spectators over there on the north side of the river. I mean, just an absolute packed house out here. It's been a festival for 3 days. It really is an amazing event here.
It's the biggest thing that happens in Eastern Washington every year, and you're getting a great look at the 27 of Miss Apollo of Dave Villwalk. Like I said, this is the old boat. They've got the boat that was built last year in 2024, but this one was built in 2007. The boat they call Sharky, and it's got a very, very large and great history. And here he comes, Dave Villwalk. You want to talk about a winning legacy. You got that boat with this driver, and they're going to chalk up another heat win. Dave Villwalk, U-27, Miss Apollo. Andrew Tate is driving hard, but Tanner, it's not going to make any difference right now if everything continues to go and these boats continue to run. He's not going to close on anybody.
No, at this point, need to minimize the risks. I mean, teammates are doing each other solid now that they're not hull to hull. You know, they're already looking ahead to the final at this point.
They are. The white flag is on the race course, which means this is the final lap. Corey's going to get down there with about a rooster tail lead on J. Michael Kelly. There you get a great shot of Kelly coming right at you. Corey's driving it. Whoa, Corey hit a big roller down there. The boat came completely out of the water. You saw it there from the drone. You can see there in the wash halfway through the corner, there's all of a sudden no mark in the water where he really skipped. But he brought the boat down, and you see Mike was able to close up some ground on him there, but he still got basically a rooster tail behind, and that's how quick it can change. This is the final lap. Corey just has to negotiate the top end of the race course, and he will bring it down and pick up 400 more points. It's been a big weekend so far for Corey Peabody, but as I said when we got started, he'd trade all of those first place finishes for the one coming up at 5 o'clock. He is your winner of Heat 4B of the 2025 8PBA Gold Cup. Corey Peabody, U9 Beacon Plumbing, second place. We'll go to the U8 Beacon Electric and J. Michael Kelly. Should be the white flag. It flies. Even if they jump the gun, it would still be a white flag because it's a 1 minute penalty, not a 1 lap penalty. Kelly hanging right with him now. Tanner doesn't want to let him go.
He sure is. I mean, he's just one skip away. J. Michael Kelly's just one skip away in the water from regaining the lead here. You know, we could pressure his teammate here on the inside, but very respectful between these two. But man, we've got Super Dave sticking it to Nielsen actually, with almost a full rooster lead for third.
Coming off the bottom end of the race course on the fifth and final time around, Corey Peabody now has opened up almost a full rooster tail on teammate J. Michael Kelly, but the question still remains, was the start legal? It appeared as though we had some jumpers. It appears as though some of the boats may have been a little anxious, but we're going to call them the way they are on the water, and the way they are on the water right now is Strong Racing running 1-2, and Corey Peabody is going to come down and apparently collect a victory, at least on the water, in the APBA Gold Cup for 2025. Peabody across first, then it's J. Michael Kelly in second, and we've got a whale of a race coming for third. Up at the top end of the race course, Jamie Nielsen is driving the daylights out of the U11, the flavor pack. He is on the inside trying to run down Dave Vilwalk, but Dave Vilwalk is going to come home in third place in the Miss Apollo, the U27. He comes across the start-finish line. Jamie Nielsen with a great run in our final heat, and our fifth boat across the line, Andrew Tate. He was able to pull up on Gunner and get past him. Gunner will come home in sixth, but hold everything, because we are awaiting to hear what the situation was with the start. We knew the start was close. We knew the start was under review, because you've got two legal starters there, the flavor pack, the U11, that's the yellow boat in lane 2, and Dave Vilwalk out there in lane 4. Come down a complete lap number 2 of 3, and he's now opened up about 2/3 of a rooster tail on J. Michael Kelly, who still sits off to his left on the inside lane. I don't think Tate's going to close the door on him. He doesn't really have enough room to do it, so I'm sure he'll stay right where he is, keeping an eye on Corey Peabody. Both boats go inside him up the backstretch, and now Andrews opened up almost a rooster tail, Tanner. He's got this one in control if he can get through the north turn clean.
Yeah, he sure does, and the water is actually great on that on the top of the course. Getting a little bit rough in turn 1, but turn 2 looks like something they can completely commit to.
J. Michael Kelly makes up ground on the inside, but he's going to run out of real estate. And here comes Andrew Tate, U91 Goodman Real Estate. Perfect boat ride from an outside lane. He'll pick up a first in our first Heat 1A. And it is Jeff Bernard, and he's going to have to hold off Dave for one more lap. And right now, he's open the water. He's got a rooster tail and a half.
Yeah, he sure is, and he did exactly what you said. He started out tight and pushed Dave wide on the last one, and that cost Dave probably 5 boat lengths. I'm not sure he's got enough to make up for it, and he's doing the same thing at the top of the course.
Yeah, he is doing the same thing. It's called hiding the buoys. When you get a guy on your hip like that, they can't see the buoys. They can't see him, so they've got to drive off your arc. He's got radio guys trying to tell him, and I think the radio guys just told Dave, let him go. This is the final lap there at the top end. It seemed like Dave pulled his foot a little bit, and now he has definitely dropped back. Jeff Bernard, here's a surprise in our Heat 1B. Jeff Bernard, the former T6 Budweiser, after a tough weekend last weekend on the Columbia River, opens up with a bang here, and on the water, he has got a first place finish. Wow, how about that one?
Wake, and taking a much longer way around, but he is gaining on him once again on the front straightaway.
Yeah, definitely the boat speed between our two boats for second place is J. Michael Kelly on the outside, but it's Nielsen with a huge lane position, and when they go through the corner, you can really see how much bigger course, how much of a larger course J. Michael Kelly is running than Nielsen. Nielsen now closes up a little bit on Andrew, and if JMK is going to make a move, he's going to have to do it right now, Tanner.
Yeah, that's for sure. He has cut the distance in half between himself, J. Michael Kelly, and Andrew Nielsen. But it may not be enough as they're coming in for the white. Oh, this is the final lap. For the final lap, Andrew Tate really stretching his lead really in the last lap.
And Andrew Tate is going to come down and pick up a checkered flag for a first place finish. Second place is going to go to Jamie Nielsen and the U11 to Miss Flavor Pack. And J. Michael Kelly, for the first time he has ever set foot in that boat, the U9, the Beacon Plumbing. Did Mike try and cut to, I thought for a moment there that Mike may have tried to move to the inside, but he did not. It wouldn't have worked, I don't think, because radio guys would have told Bernard what was going on behind him. But Jeff Bernard in the U12, the Graham Trucking, is surprising everybody here today. He got a first place finish in his first heat. He is less than a lap away from doing it again, and he's beaten J. Michael Kelly this time, Tanner. He's putting on a show.
He is 100% making a statement here. You know, we never got to see the speed of Tri-Cities with that thrown prop, and he is showing that he's here to play for sure against some of the top boats on the water.
Yeah, our boats are really strung out now. J. Michael Kelly has opened up about a 2 rooster tail lead over Dave Vilwalk for third. Kelly's still playing around in the back of the rooster tail of Jeff Bernard, but it's not going to do him any good. Jeff Bernard has put 2 heats on the water. He's got 2 first place finishes. You better not count this guy out. U12, Jeff Bernard with a first place. He's got to try and run down Jeff Bernard, and we've come down and put 2 of 3 in the books. It is still Andrew Tate, but the race is for second place. Corey Peabody going to try and run down Jeff Bernard on a great big race course. Bottom end of the race course, there you see Andrew Tate. He's got the nice, look at the amount of lane space he's given Jeff as they get to the exit pin right there. There is Andrew flying the boat up the backstretch, but it is Jeff Bernard. This is the race. He's got about 3 boat lengths on Corey. Corey wants those second place points, Tanner. I don't know if he's going to be able to get them.
He sure does. It could come down to track condition as we get into the final corner of the race. You can see from that airborne shot a lot of ripples there in lane 1, but Jeff Bernard right on the inside lane goes ahead and takes some of that rough water, but shortening the course enough that he may have got the job done.
3 up and 3 down for Andrew Tate, the U91 to Goodman Real Estate, and Corey Peabody's going to make a charge for second, but he's going to come up just short of catching Jeff Bernard. It's J. Michael Kelly, and this time he starts to assert himself a little bit. He's got about 5 or 6 boat lengths as he comes down and puts the second of 3 laps in the books. Tanner Faust is just riveted looking at that rough water roll underneath that hydroplane.
Boy, the first half of that straightaway was just butter smooth. He catches some of the ripples at the end. I think Jamie Nielsen may have caught some of that wake on the top of the course as we were talking about as he rides through some of the wake again at the bottom, just allowing J. Michael Kelly to extend that lead.
I think it's time for Jamie Nielsen to say, okay, discretion, the better part of valor, I'm going to let you go, Mike. And Mike Kelly running hard up the backstretch is going to have a rooster tail and a half on the closest boat to him, which is the Miss Flavor Pack. And Jamie Nielsen in second place, although Nielsen's still pushing hard up there. Kelly gives him a ton of room. Driving him legal, as we say, and coming down to pick up the checkered flag, Heat 3B, J. Michael Kelly, the Beacon Electric, the U8. A good run for Mr. Kelly. Second place going to go right there. Jamie Nielsen in the Miss Flavor Pack.
The water is just getting rougher and rougher. Andrew Tate has made some changes to the boat possibly because it's a smooth ride up front.
White flag lap right now for Where's Jamie? Oh, Jamie is still tucked inside of Andrew. He's still right with him, but we're on the final lap here. And it is Jamie Nielsen trailing Andrew Tate. Tate's going to come off the corner there. Tate giving him plenty of room. And Andrew's going to come off with, no, not quite a rooster tail lead. He's got about 7 or 8 boat lengths on Jamie Nielsen, who's hanging right with him. Then it's back to J. Michael Kelly. Then it's back to Jeff Bernard. And then it's back to Corey Peabody and Dave Villwalk. Top end of the race course. The checkered flag is going to fly, and it's going to come down and it's going to wave for Andrew Tate and the U91, the Goodman Real Estate, at least on the water, as we have been told so far. The initial winner of the Apollo Mechanical Cup at Seafair, Andrew Tate, U91, Goodman Real Estate. Second place is going to go to Jamie Nielsen in the Miss Flavor Pack. A good run for J. Michael Kelly in the U8, the Beacon Electric. And how about this one, Jeff Bernard? Is he in the middle of this somewhere? They're going to come down to pick up the white flag with 1 to go. Kelly on the inside. Where's Andrew? There he is off the top end. This is going to be a fast final lap.
Andrew really hugging his rooster tail around that last corner there. You can see he's going for it on this lap. Oh my gosh, he's flying it so high across the start-finish line.
He did fly the boat across the start-finish line. I thought he may have to pull his foot, and that might have been the end of the heat, but he stayed on it and was able to bring it back down. He is definitely closer to Kelly this time than he was on the last time they went down. Kelly has opened up maybe another boat length in the lower corner, and this is it. This is the white flag lap. The checkered flag will fly as Dave Villwalk comes back. He will cross the start-finish line and get the white flag on to start lap number 3. Backstretch still Kelly by about 4, maybe 4.5 boat lengths. He's got to just negotiate the top end of the race course and come down and pick up a checkered flag, and this would be a big one. He would love to have it. J. Michael Kelly. Kelly off the exit pin right there. Where's Andrew? Staying right with him. Checkered flag is now hanging. They've got to just put the pedal down and bring it home, Tanner.
Very impressive. J. Michael Kelly showing the speed of that number 8 boat throughout the season. Even with the number 1 lane, he may not have been able to keep up with Andrew Tate chasing him on the outside, but man, he did not give an inch.
I think his 300 points are looking pretty good right now, and right now there's 400 of them laying here for Andrew Tate, U91, Goodman Real Estate. 2 up, 2 down, 1 to go for the young man from Canton, Michigan. Dave stays wide.
All 3 boats looking really nice around the whole course. Right before they get to the start-finish line and they hit that channel of all of that wind-blown, all those waves, they just take a tumble over those waves, and you can see him put the nose back down on the water just after that.
It is a delicate balance that they are doing. Jamie Nielsen is looking at Dave Villwalk ahead of him, thinking, I'm gaining a little bit, but Dave knows right where he is. I think the positions they are in now, as we get a big gust of wind in our face coming across the water up to the top end of the race course. Andrew Tate, he's making this one look easy. He will tell you it is anything but this one's looked pretty good for Andrew Tate and the Goodman Real Estate. This is really going to help him in the national high points chase. His magic number was about 1,300. It's going to drop to about 900 when he comes across, and he does, with a first place finish in our H1 Unlimited Heat 3. Here comes Super Dave. He will come home with a solid second place, 300 points, 225 for Jamie Nielsen in the flavor pack. Going to try this way of running down Kelly, but he's flying the boat, the U8. J. Michael Kelly, he's got almost a rooster tail now, Tanner. He's flying that U8.
That's as high as I've seen J. Michael Kelly fly the boat out of a corner all season. Maybe it's the calm conditions, or he's just got a lot of confidence in the boat. But by getting it out of the water on the exit, which he gets it really high in that corner, it just allows the boat to accelerate up to speed sooner.
It looks like Dave tightens it up there a little bit, but I don't think he really did. I think it's the angle from where we are. It's almost a full rooster tail. In fact, it is, and I think Dave just said, all right, the shouting's over in this one, and Dave is going to drop back, let Mike walk off with a victory here if he can complete one more time around. He's just got to do about a quarter of a lap. He is in the final turn off the top end of the race course. It's the final lap. The checkered flag is now hanging here at start-finish line. His spotters have said he is all by himself. J. Michael Kelly, the U8 Beacon Electric, flying the boat down the front straightaway, and it's another victory for Strong Racing and the U8 JMK. Boy, he just wanted to show you the bottom of the boat one more time, didn't he, Tanner? I mentioned this will have big implications in the national high points. The amount of points, the magic number was 837. If Andrew picks up 400 here, well, that takes that down to 437, but it's also 400 points that J. Michael Kelly does not get. His magic number is going to be 37, and we get the compressor stall now coming out of the U11 flavor pack, and Jamie has really backed it down now. Not much going on there, but he's still running. The same, unfortunately, cannot be said as the lid is now up on the U8. The Beacon Electric, J. Michael Kelly has thrown in the towel on trying to restart.
Now, the engines these are running are helicopter turbines, 3,000 horsepower, but fairly simple compared to the engines, for example, that might be in the Grand Prix boats, the piston engines. We rarely see problems like this. Could this have something to do with the salt water or the end of the season, or how could this be attributed to?
If I had to, I would say to answer that question as Andrew Tate picks up the checkered flag, they're going to come off this corner virtually dead even as they will come down to pick up the white flag, which will signify the start of the third and final lap. Dead even, it is Andrew Tate walking the 91, coming across start finish line, going to have about 2 boat lengths on teammate Dave Villwock as they head down to the bottom end of the race course on the third and final time around.
J. Michael Kelly is pulled completely out of it. I can hear a stall coming from his engine. He may have gotten pinched and gotten a little bit wet in that last corner when Dave Villwock ended up kind of pinching him off a bit.
Dave had a great corner at the bottom end of the race course, and Andrew stayed way wide. So Andrew is now out and back, but now here he comes. They are virtually tied together. You could throw a blanket over them, and now Villwock finds a few extra beans up the backstretch. This is the third and final time around the race course here. Villwock is on the inside. Andrew Tate is on the outside. Apollo in lane 1. It is Tate in 2. Dave's going to get to the exit pin first. And now it is flat out acceleration to the finish line. Villwock, Tate, who's going to get it? And I think it's going to be Dave Villwock. He's going to hold him off by a boat length.
Not even.
But at this time, J. Michael Kelly is better at the top end of the race course. Kelly has made up ground. He had a great corner up there. Bring him down. We are going to get a white flag with 1 more to go. It is Andrew Tate. It's J. Michael Kelly. He's with him. He's back by a boat length and a half, Tanner.
Oh, the wind is picking up as they go into the wind on this next turn here. Both drivers pushing it absolute to the limit. This is the closest race I've ever seen, actually.
This is one of the better ones you're ever going to see, and this time Andrew's down there first. This is the final lap, and they are going to encounter the wakes of the boats out in front of them. I don't think the boats themselves are going to get in the way, but they may run into some of the wakes. Oh, Andrew Tate showing some acceleration off the corner. He may have just put himself in the good condition. Kelly really flew the sponson. Kelly's flying up the backstretch, and Kelly is closing ground. He's going past Andrew Tate as they get to the top end of the race course. It is J. Michael Kelly. Andrew Tate is with him. How are we going to come off of the corner? It is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric U8. He is going to come down. The checkered flag flies. It is J. Michael Kelly. U8 Beacon Electric. Second place, Andrew Tate in the Goodman Real Estate. Coming across right now is Dave Villwock. He's got another lap to go.